favorite funny man, Claudel, Amy. You know what I do. Don't forget to subscribe all the time because we never stop talking because that's what we do day and night. Today we're so lucky. Well, I am so lucky. I know I'm lucky. I'm the luckiest man ever to be with the very beautiful Day. Auntie Day. How's it going? You good?
I'm good. I'm good.
Perfect. Dope. And today we're blessed with the presence of two, I'm going to call them retired volleyball players, like some serious volleyball players. I saw their arms and yeah, they met business. They met business.
They sure do.
Today we are with Ashley as well as Jasmine, who happens to be two coaches for the volleyball team at Dawson College.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Like, hey Ash, hey Jazz.
Hi.
How y'all doing? You guys good?
Yes. Yeah,
All right, dope. I'm good. Oh God, you're asking me?
Yeah.
You're the first person that asked me how I'm doing. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're gonna make him blush.
Yes. Blush
Look
it.
at
All
his
red.
eyes. Look at
Thank
his
you.
eyes.
Yes. And even if you hadn't asked, I would have not said anything because I saw your arms and I respect you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wouldn't want to, get hit with a smash. So yeah, as we were saying today, we get we're so lucky to be able to talk about balls, right?
Oh my gosh.
Volleyballs. Oh God, Dave, come on, you're so immature
Already?
at times.
They just got here.
So immature at times, Dave. Come on.
I'm immature. All right.
So
my bad.
yes, we're talking about balls today. So Jasmine,
Yes.
how you doing? You good?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
Great.
Good, perfect. So I was wondering, we have a couple of questions about. Well, first of all, why are you retired when you're like 16?
23.
I was close.
A little bit.
Yeah, I saw them arms. That's why I lied. I was about to say 12. So what's
Thank
up?
you.
Tell me, how did this happen? When did you start? Why did you stop? And tell us.
So I started practicing at 10, playing on a team at 12, and I basically practiced with my sister's team. So that's how I started, watching her. I played for 10 years. Yeah. And then I retired because Concordia doesn't have a volleyball team.
Oh, so you can't go higher? That's why.
Exactly.
That's the only reason?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. Ashley, tell us, how was it for you?
It's been amazing, honestly. Like, we're a very huge volleyball family. And so basically the same thing as Jasmine, played all the way to university. I played 3 years at McGill, and I love it so much, but I just felt like, it was time to take a break and move on to maybe coaching instead of playing.
What makes you say that? I mean, you look 17. I don't know. I'm just throwing numbers out there. I ain't finna get punched.
I don't know. It's if you want to be good at something, you really have to give, I believe, like 150%.
Always,
and
I agree.
It just took over my life in a way where I felt like I was more of a player than a person.
Oh, snap.
So I needed to change things and just like take a step back and reevaluate how I wanted to involve like volleyball in my life.
Okay, I see. You mentioned something that was actually really interesting. You said you were you felt like you were just a player
Yeah.
and not a person.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that hits me hard. I'm actually wondering, like, if you want, like, to head, like, sort of, like, towards the top,
Mm-hmm.
don't you have to, like, be a player?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that you have to be a player and you have to be okay with your life revolving
Around volleyball.
completely around volleyball, which I was perfectly fine with for the majority of my life. But after, like 15 years or so, I realized
That your arms were too big.
yes, my traps actually were too big, but I just realized that there's a little bit more, I think, to me than this, and it wasn't bringing me the same kind of happiness that it once did. And I don't think you should do something if you're not
Completely happy doing it.
completely happy doing it.
I see. You said volleyball was like taking a major part of your life.
Yeah.
Like specifically how so? Like you would wake up volleyball.
Yeah. So since high school, even before, we had like morning practices. Growing up in elementary school, my mom was a coach. We were on three different teams all throughout high school. Didn't really have much of a social life besides volleyball.
I'm guessing you have a team.
Pardon?
I'm guessing when
Yeah,
you play for a team, so
yeah, I
you
was
have
playing
your
for a team.
teammates.
Yeah, you have your teammates.
They tend to become like your family.
They
I
become like your
guess.
family and your friends, but after a while, after doing that for so many years, all throughout elementary school, high school, and then university, after a while, it's kind of like, who am I without the sport?
Without the
kinda.
balls in your
Yeah.
hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you said that you guys came from a volleyball family.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it started before your mother, or started with your mom?
Actually, my mom started it
Okay, so
Yeah.
your mom played volleyball when she was in high school.
in high school and in CEGEP at
Okay.
Champlain, actually. Yeah.
So how did your mom playing volleyball kind of mold your path into following that as a sport too?
Do you want to answer?
She loves it so much. She's kind of actually like obsessed with it. But she played in an adult league, and we were babies just in the gym there.
So you guys were always following your mom to the
Yeah.
gym,
Yes.
playing. Okay, and that's where you guys
Seeing.
began to
Yeah.
love the sport.
She
Yes.
actually played while she was pregnant with us.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did, and
Wait, you said with us.
Oh.
So she didn't stop after doing it the first
she
time.
she
She
never
did it
stopped.
twice.
No, she did it
No.
actually 3 times.
Yeah.
And
You
yeah,
guys have another sibling.
yeah,
Yes.
we
Boy
have
or girl?
a brother. Yeah,
He also
Younger
plays
than
volleyball?
both of you.
actually, we have 2 younger brothers, but she only played when she was pregnant with 3 of us.
Only.
Yeah, she
Wasn't
stopped
enough.
Yeah.
for the 4th one.
Can you believe it? She didn't do all
I mean,
four.
I'm not even pregnant and I'm scared of getting hit by that ball. And she's out here like going.
She didn't dive or anything. Like she stopped around 6 months,
Okay.
and
You said that like it was, oh yeah,
You're
she stopped
making
around
it seem
6
like
months.
it's
That's nothing. I mean, she wasn't diving. Ask me to dive today. Do you know how hard that floor is?
yeah,
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, okay, you know. Wait, who said it doesn't hurt? Who said that?
Jazzy did.
Yes. It doesn't hurt. You know how to do it. You learn how to do it, so it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, you learn how to fall properly.
Like what? You put Vaseline all over your body? Like well,
That's
that,
like
to
the
me,
only
it looks
solution.
painful.
You put a mattress or something.
There's just like a proper way to do it, and you're comfortable on the floor. We make our girls go on the floor all the time now that we coach.
Yeah.
It's like a warm up. Like, okay, everyone run around,
And
do
jump
some
on the floor.
dives.
I
Yeah.
would love to see that kind of workout, like that kind of warm up. Like just people running around and just jumping on the floor and just get back up.
Yeah.
That
That's
didn't
literally
hurt.
what we
That's
do.
pretty much it.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that.
Because if you don't know how to do it, then you're never gonna do it when it comes to like games and important moments. So we have them get acquainted with the floor as early as possible, and then they're used to it.
Yeah, and if you don't know how to dive properly, you will get hurt.
Yeah.
We had a girl who, I guess she thought she was playing beach, but we were playing indoors. And she went to play a ball, and she put her arms out and swung, and then just smashed her,
Face.
face, elbows, everything down on the gym floor, and that wasn't very pleasant. So better teach them how to do it so they don't get hurt.
I agree.
For
You mentioned
sure.
something. You mentioned this girl that got hurt. What are the craziest injuries? Because volleyball is a crazy sport. It's crazy. People
Yeah.
jumping
Yeah.
everywhere, setting up, and that's all the vocabulary I have about volleyball. So people jump and stuff. I'm not saying it's dangerous because apparently there's a right way to do it.
Yeah.
There is a right way, but it is dangerous. I mean, I've seen dislocated shoulders, dislocated elbows, torn ACLs, MCLs, PCLs.
What's
I had 2
Yo, you-
concussions myself.
You lost me at ACL.
I
I
know
All the
think.
knee,
PCL,
all the
what's a
knee,
PCL?
the knee ligaments.
Yeah.
You can snap any one of them if you land incorrectly. But I mean,
Oh,
that doesn't-
landing.
yeah, that's one of the biggest things. And
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you get hit in the face, you can get hurt as well.
So are these injuries that you guys, any like one of you guys have had, or these are injuries that you guys have only seen
Well, we both
Well-
had our fair share.
of injuries?
Yeah.
I tore my meniscus. So the cartilage in my knee was kind of just floating around, and my leg would get stuck straight or bent, depending on the position I was. So I'd have to wait for it to just unlock. And it actually happened once where it locked before my provincial game in CEGEP. And one of the other physios for the other team, he's like, okay, I'll help you, but if I get it unlocked, I don't think you should play. And I was like, whatever, just try to do it. He fixed it, and then I was
You
like,
still
all right,
played.
I'm going to play. He's like,
Of
don't
course,
do
you
it.
just can't to rent that shit.
He's like,
I
don't do it.
see
I'm
you.
like, you just don't want me to beat you. Like, no, I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Really.
Sabotage.
Yeah.
Okay,
so-
but I have to ask you guys because you guys are both very young.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Thank
make
you.
that assumption based on how you look, and I think you guys are happy that I did.
I'm just trying not to get
You
hit,
guys
man.
look very young, and you've both retired as players, okay? And recently, there's been a lot of dialogue around sports, especially in Canada, with, of course, the Toronto Raptors winning. It's been a lot,
What it do, baby?
about sports and, kids starting sports younger and all this. Anyway, there's been a lot of talk about sports overall. And basically, people have been talking about the fact that, okay, there was a particular interview that I want to just highlight. There was somebody talking about encouraging their children to do sports and whatever. And somebody kind of like counteract their conversation by saying, if I had to say anything like words of wisdom to my children, don't ever be an athlete, because the life of an athlete is short, and you're only as good as you are healthy, type of thing. Like as soon as you get an injury, you're out the door. And they would encourage their children to do other types of activities or to follow their academics more than any kind of athleticism. And I thought it was really interesting, because it is true. We often like raise our athletes and our celebrities so high, and as soon as they're injured, they're just gone. We don't hear about them anymore. And to see you guys so young, already retiring from players, it kind of supports that argument that, you know, you guys said, you know, I chose being a person over a player. And that type of vocabulary makes me feel like maybe what that guy said was true. So how do you guys feel about that? Having been on that side of being a player and now a person, coach, let's say, would you encourage your kids to be athletes, or what are some of the things that made you guys say, I'm stepping away from this? And you know what I mean?
I think that I would definitely still have my kids do sports. We've done like every sport growing up: baseball, soccer, tennis, gymnastics, cheerleading, track and field,
Swimming,
everything. But I do think it's a mental struggle when you're an athlete your whole life. When I stopped, I was just like, what am I supposed to do every day after school? You kind of don't want to go to school, because like before it's like, I'm going to school to get this average so that I can play. Now it's kind of like I'm just going to school just to learn. But it's not as important
it's like the main
anymore.
point of school. I'm just
Right, but it's not as important anymore, because your whole life you're like playing and going to school to play, and then you're just kind of going to school just to go to school, and then it's just, you're still young, like you said, and you don't have that aspect of your life anymore, which is so big and important for you. So I think it's more of a mental struggle. After you stop, you're like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah, especially
I've been
in high
doing this
school.
for 15 years. What do I do now?
Especially in high school, you're trying to find your identity. So it's like
Yeah.
you're really like, you identify yourself with the things that you do. So if everything is volleyball, then you're that player. And now it's like, okay, volleyball's gone. Who am I? And you had your mom as that strong kind of like person, idol, volleyball. So did you ever feel at a point that like, maybe I'm not honoring my mom's legacy because I'm not following this volleyball thing as much?
I feel like it's all about balance. I have to say I disagree with the other opinion, countering like the putting your kids in sports, because being an athlete and part of a sports team, it teaches you so much about life, you know? It teaches you how to handle different situations, how to be responsible, how to deal with loss, how to work hard. And I think having our mother be such a strong like volleyball, I don't want to say fanatic, but enthusiast, I think that
Good word.
thank you.
Good word.
word of the day.
I think that it, you know, just gave us a little bit of a push to develop some of those characteristics and skills. And, you know, she also exposed us to a lot of other things. Like we also had dance classes and we did other things, you know, but ultimately in the end, I think we discovered that our passion really was also for volleyball. So it was more, you know, I don't want to make it seem like we didn't enjoy it, because we loved it so much. It's just that I think we reached a point where we're like moving on to a different kind of relationship with the sport.
Hence, you girls becoming coaches.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So you guys are still in that life, but not really living the life.
They're about that life.
That's right.
They're
We're
about that life.
Yeah.
Life.
They're
I
about
see.
that life.
So, you girls as coaches, what are the hardships, the easiest parts, the funnest part when you get to help a kid out, or a kid comes up to you and has like major issues or bigger arms than you girls or something? I don't know,
Impossible.
no, right? You know how to not do, man. I should have wore long sleeves. What I'm trying to say is basically, as a coach, what are the hardships? What are the fun parts, easy parts? How is it?
I think that the hard parts, it's hard because we are still young to try to separate ourselves from the girls. Because when we first started, there wasn't much of an age gap. And even now for Jasmine, it's like, it could be 2 years, you know, between us and the girls that we're coaching.
You have to tell people who are 2 years younger than you what to do, what not to
Yeah.
do, and
Yeah.
then you have to have this authority figure.
It's like, call me uncle. Auntie, I guess.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
you gotta put you in a headlock. You know exactly where I'm at.
Yeah, you
know
have no
exactly-
idea. It's just like seeing them like
I'm telling you.
with their arms like, call me uncle. It's just beautiful sight. Beautiful sight. I'm sorry, people. So yeah,
Yeah.
hardships.
Yeah, so just I think having the right kind of, or what you view as the right kind of relationship, where it's like, you know, we're not friends. Like I'm still your coach.
coach,
You're
yeah.
still, you know,
But you still gotta have that.
you have to have a good rapport with them as well.
Yeah,
You know,
so
and
you do still gotta have that. I am a friend, someone you can come to.
Yes.
When you have to be there for them, but you still gotta, have that keep that distance between.
exactly, because
The-
you want to
the-
have their respect. You know, like we always tell our girls, like it's important that you feel comfortable with us. Like we're here for you and everything.
But you want them to respect you. More
Exactly.
importantly. Yeah, more
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that's like what I would say is a hard thing to manage.
Yeah. I think the hardest thing is when you're losing and you're not really sure what's going wrong because you've tried all the
Anything, yeah.
options that usually change the situation, but it still doesn't change. And then as a coach, you're like, okay, well, we've done everything we can possibly do. It's up to the girls. And they know that they've done everything that they can do. And sometimes it's just not going to be a win. But it's just hard to accept that when you're still losing and the game's still going on.
Well, I feel like sometimes you gotta accept that there are people that are just better. I mean, there are Asians everywhere.
What?
There's no dead ass. They're so good at things, but for no reason. There's always an Asian dude. There's always an Asian dude. That's an expression. Put my name on it, Claudel A. Ding, ding.
Conspiracy
Yeah,
theories, here he goes.
There's always an Asian dude.
So I have to ask you guys because my aunt used to play volleyball, my cousin as well. So I do know a very little bit about volleyball. And I know that one thing that always came up with volleyball and in most recent years also was kind of like the sexism with volleyball, like the girls having to wear short shorts and a sports bra, and then the men that could pretty much be in a tank top and covered up. How did that affect you guys, or how do you guys feel about that?
I love the outfit. I think it's just, honestly, some girls try and play in basketball shorts, but it actually does interfere with your movement.
Oh, okay. So they don't force you.
Well, you're
When you
supposed
reach-
to be in
No.
uniform, but some people do play in regular shorts.
Oh.
It's just, it interferes with your movement and it's not as comfortable. The shorts, honestly, you feel like you're naked. And I mean, you feel like very comfortable, so you're not
You're
worried
free,
about
yeah.
what you're wearing. You're just like focused on the game. Versus if you had like a baggy shirt and like baggy shorts, it would be like bothering you and interfering with like your concentration. So for me, it's not a problem. There are people that are like, why are volleyball players' shorts so short? And it's
So
just
you
like,
guys can
that's
play,
just the
like,
uniform.
I mean, obviously there are different lengths of like the spandex and everything.
Because
and
at I don't
Yeah,
mean
go ahead. No.
to stop you, but from what I understood is at a certain point, girls had to wear the bra top and the shorts. They had no other option because I don't know. I don't play volleyball, but I feel like if I had a bra top on or if I had like a tankini type top on that was very tight to me, I would still have the same amount of movement. Like, why would I have to be in a bra top? If I had on short shorts, if I had on maybe like biker shorts to my knees, I still feel like I would still have the same amount of movement, but I would still be more covered up. I was under the impression that people were upset about that because they were really exposing too much of the female body versus the male body. So I understand what you're saying about the movement, but there's ways for you to be comfortable and also be covered up and more conservative and kind of match up to the same coverage that the men have. But I felt like in volleyball there was like a very, very distinct split between the way men were exposed versus women not being exposed. So
So you'd
just
be down
correct
with
me
like
if I'm
a
wrong.
full body spandex.
Like, yeah, a unitard. That's it.
I feel like every sport has their different uniforms, and I could say something similar kind of about gymnastics.
Okay.
Because technically you could still flip around, I'm assuming, in like a one whatever, legging outfit to the ground. So I feel like, they have their uniforms, we have our uniforms. If you have a problem with it as a player, you don't have to wear it, and like for the sports bras and the bikini shorts for beach, you can wear a shirt underneath, you know, so you don't have to be like.
So the rules
fully
have probably
exposed.
changed from since when I heard about it.
I mean, I don't think it's
you have
mandatory because I've definitely seen like there are like Muslim women that play volleyball, right? And like they are able to wear, you know, leggings under baggy shorts. And we saw a girl who was, I think, Mormon or something. And she was playing in a skirt, you know? So you don't have to abide by the rules. But if you grow up playing the sport, you're kind of used to it as well. And I know it kind of sounds silly, like if you're playing in basketball shorts, how is it hard for you to move? But it does kind of inhibit you, like in a way. You know, like your arms can touch them and you can get stuck, or like if you're rolling, sometimes we end up in the splits, you know, and like if your shorts or whatever you're wearing,
they could just tear on you, I guess, right?
you know, also, and if you are rolling and you've got a big hole, you can see more than if you're rolling in spandex. You know, you're kind of exposed in that way. As for the shirts, when my girls wear baggy shirts, this is what they do every day. Tuck them in, tuck them in, tuck them in.
So what's the point?
I'm like,
of
can you
shirt?
focus on the game? You're like, oh, tucking in my shirt, tucking in my shirt. Listen, get a shirt that fits, okay, and let's go. Like, so,
See, well, that's the thing. When you're competing to like a certain level, I mean, each seconds count.
For sure.
So I mean, sure, sometimes you'll tell yourself, well, it doesn't really bother my movements or whatever, but each seconds count. And can you imagine like 1 millisecond, like your hand like scrapes like next to your shorts, and then you lose that 1 second, and then you hit the ball like and not in the right way. Can you imagine losing a game just because of that? So but the good thing is you guys, it's not mandatory. You guys are not
mandatory.
forced to be. So I think that's cool because
and it has evolved actually, because I know that like back in the olden days, girls were playing indoor with actual like underwear bottoms, you know. So we're a little bit longer now. You can wear biker shorts if you want. It's just that obviously, you know, you want to look cute too. So.
Oh, she said it. She said it. You know what? No, you know what? She said it. I don't even feel bad anymore for watching volleyball. Thank you. She said it. I'm sorry. I backed up.
If it's gonna bring fans,
You're okay with that?
I mean, listen. People are gonna look at you. I feel like whether you're wearing a plastic bag, sweatpants, people are gonna look at you. You know, if you're looking at little girls,
we're looking at the ball. That's what we look at.
The balls.
I didn't want to put the S because it would have sounded weird. Okay, don't. Okay, thank you.
I'm looking at
Shout out Auntie Day.
like if you're coming to look at like little girls, then you have a problem. Like you have a problem. But I mean, like personally, I'd rather wear a volleyball uniform than a basketball uniform. Like I'm not gonna be playing.
Because it just looks cuter too.
Yeah.
Wow.
She said it. I'm not the one that said it.
No, and like she didn't even blink. She's like straight up. It's just more cute.
I stand by it.
I appreciate that. I mean,
I take it.
You're being real.
Okay.
You're being real.
While we're on the topic of clothing, we mentioned something. You guys were talking earlier, and I was snooping in because that's what I do. You know, I'm sorry about that. Changing in front of people? How does that work? How does you guys change in front of?
Yeah.
Where does it happen?
But
and
it's
how
only
can I
it's
be
only
part of it?
you change from your practice shirt to your jersey. So you're just wearing a sports bra underneath, which so many women go to the gym in sports bras, go for runs in sports bras. Yeah, it's not like your shorts or anything like that.
Stop snooping.
Yeah. You thought it was gonna be better than that, right? You thought it was gonna be better than that.
No, I'm just looking for topics for the podcast. What are you saying? I'm working. That's what I do day and night, nonstop working.
And usually we turn like to face the bench, so you can't even really see, like, you can't see the goods. But you can see it back.
Then
Like
why
you're
would
not
people
going to turn towards the crowd and be like, well, let me just, you know, you're going to face, or you'll face each other or something, or face the wall. And it's usually very fast.
That makes absolute sense, actually. But why then some people are not comfortable with changing like that?
I think maybe they're just like insecure in their body, or they just don't like showing their body.
You're not showing it. You're changing. Focus.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess some people could be like, oh, like sometimes when we change, we're like, oh, that's a really nice sports bra. We have a conversation. So we're obviously seeing the sports bra and taking in the color and stuff. So maybe other people feel like if we're having these conversations, then the spectators can be having the same conversations as well.
Where'd you get that sports bra?
Yeah.
That's what guys are wondering most of the time.
I feel like also, you know, it's your body. If you don't want to show, like, if you don't want to change into people, that's fine. You can like run out really quickly, but the whole point of us changing fast is so that we can get in our uniforms as quickly as possible, because we only have like a couple of minutes once the warm up ends to get into our uniform, you know? So if you're like running to the bathroom, you better get back in time because you might be on the court.
I have seen teams run out before, like the whole team would run to the locker room and then come back, but they usually take, so you have like 2 minutes between when the warm-up I think ends and when the game starts. So that would take, there's like 14 girls in the team depending, so that would take like a minute and a half. They have 30 seconds to talk about their game plan versus if you change there, like while our girls are changing, we're already giving them information, so we have the full amount of time.
Multitasking.
Yes.
I respect that.
You guys both seem very confident. Like even we're talking about like the uniforms and women having the choice to wear what they want. You guys really don't seem like anything's an issue when right now in our society so many things are an issue. Your ethnicity, your religion, what you wear, what you say,
think.
what you look like, everything is up there. So what kind of obstacles did you guys face being, you know, two Black? I'm just assuming because of where we live that you guys,
and what we've
there
been
were
through.
not a lot of girls that look like you in volleyball, and especially not at a higher level. I'm assuming that you guys are a minority, and there are few and far in between. So what kind of obstacles did you guys face or are still facing?
I faced a few obstacles.
Ooh, we got you.
I faced a few obstacles actually in my career. Not many Black people play volleyball.
That's here.
Not here. Yeah, not here. In Quebec specifically. And even less would you see English Black people playing volleyball. That's a whole
other thing.
But if you are English and you want to play volleyball at a high level, you pretty much have to go to a French school.
That's
Here.
Yeah.
Yes, this is all Quebec.
All Quebec.
All Quebec.
Yeah.
Find a Quebec club a French club that will accept you. If you don't go to that school.
When you say accept you, what do you mean exactly?
Like as an outsider. So for us, we went to English high schools.
Okay.
And our high school had a volleyball team, but it wasn't a very good one compared to the French side. So I tried out. We both tried out for French teams, and they didn't want to accept us, even if we were at the level.
Why do you think they didn't accept you?
Yeah. No, I want you to say why you think they didn't take you and what they actually said.
I don't even know what he actually said. I think he said like I was too young or something.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, didn't you have to fill forms or something?
Well, I mean, I was a little bit younger than some of the other girls, but basically I went there asking for direction to find a team that I could play on at my age level. But actually, he came to me when I was in CJEB, and he told me he made a mistake. And no one talks about it openly, like what the reasons are. But I know he knew. Everyone knows what it is, but no one wants to speak about it.
So what was it? Tell me straight up.
Tell us.
I honestly think it's because, first of all, I'm an Anglophone, and also I'm Black. And I hate saying that, but it is definitely a reality that I've had to deal with. And that was the first time that I was like, okay, well, this kind of sucks.
And how old were you when that happened?
Yeah.
I was 14 when that happened. But I had an even worse one happen to me in college. I think it was my second year of college. And in College Division I, they rank the athletes according to their stats. Okay. So there's really no debating
Yeah, that makes sense.
anything,
That's how everything should be.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
if you're, number 4, it's because of your stats. So you're 4th overall.
Numbers don't lie.
Yeah. And I was ranked 3rd out of the entire league.
And how many people are in the league, roughly?
So she was 3rd in the province.
I was 3rd in the
Wow.
province.
Yeah.
And I know you. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, that used to say.
Yeah.
3rd, people.
Yeah.
You heard it
My
today.
favorite number also.
On day and night
Day
conversation.
and night conversation.
We got them right here.
My people. My people. My people.
Okay, so you're ranked 3rd.
I was ranked 3rd. And at the end of the year, they the league has a gala, and they award 2 all-star teams. So there's 6 girls on each all-star team. So you can make the first one, you can make the second one, you can make none. And I'm a pretty humble person. Like I never used to look at my stats. My mom would always look at them and be like, look how you're doing. And I was like, okay, cool. But I thought since I was third, there was a pretty good chance I would make one of the two teams. Like,
Clearly. I think anybody
I think
would
I could be.
that.
Bruh,
in-
third. Come on. I mean,
Yeah.
doesn't
Right.
make it. I mean,
So what happened was I went to the gala, they start naming the list for the All-Stars. So girl number 1 made an All-Star team. Girl number 2 made it.
if
Girl
you say girl number 4, I swear, guys,
Don't
if
you dare.
if she says girl number 4, because I
Girl
don't
number
know.
4. Girl number 5, girl number 6, girl number 7, 8, whatever, and like some random girl like I don't know, 14 or something like that.
And did all these girls look the same?
Well,
Pretty much.
Similar?
Yeah.
Just say it how it is.
I mean, all the girls were white and were French, and
Tall and skinny.
I don't think that was really one of the reasons why, but they had that common denominator that I didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone in the top 12, or I guess 13, made it but me. And thankfully, my mom had come to the city where we were having the gala. So that night, during the ceremony, actually, people were asking me, they're like, you didn't make it, you should have made it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whatever, it's fine. Because I didn't want to, make a scene or like break
For
down
sure.
in front of everybody.
We always gotta
Calm
keep our
down.
composure.
Exactly.
We can't give them what it is.
Can't be that
they
angry black
want.
girl.
Man, I should have been
Exactly.
there. I would have been that guy.
Yeah. So then afterwards, though, I couldn't keep my composure. I called my mom and I asked my coach, I'm like, I wanna go home. Like, can I leave? And he's like, yeah, sure. So she picked me up. I went to the hotel room and I bawled, and like my pillow was white, but after it was black. My mascara, everything. Like FaceTime my dad, and he was like, it's okay, like it's fine. And I was like, I don't get it. Like I don't understand how this could happen. Like I thought I earned it, And, thankfully my family was super supportive. Like when I got home, my brothers had made like a all-star poster in the doorway.
I love
and,
that.
so that was great. But I did confront my coach, like when I, saw him next, and I asked him, I just want to know, like, just tell me, And he's like, I can't say what it is, but like, like,
Wow.
That's what he said.
What year was this?
what year was this? I think
You
like,
still look like you're bothered by it. It looks like it
No.
upsets you talking about it.
I'm bothered by it, and
No,
I
but look at
learned
her
about it like
face.
Yeah.
4 minutes ago. That makes no. I know
It
I
was
sound
like
like I'm gonna do something about it, but
2011 or 2000,
that was 8 years ago.
2011.
Yeah.
And
That's
your
crazy.
coach was a male,
Yeah.
and he was white Quebecer.
Yeah, my coaches were amazing. They always treated me fairly. I've always had amazing coaches. I just haven't always been accepted by the league as a whole and other coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it's always like that. Like you always get, I don't know, that good person in that messed up society that will be there beside you and tell you like, we're
Yeah.
messed up.
Yeah.
I'm not,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
my people are.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's kind of that moment where you realize, like,
That's
you have
the
to
world
kind of
we
stand
live
on
in.
your own 2 feet.
Yeah.
And it's rough. And it's rough for you to have to realize that. I think you said you were 14, or
The first
this
time
was
I was 14,
and now,
And then I was like, I think 17 or 18.
yeah. I mean, like, hearing about it is so discouraging.
it's like-
but
It's more than that. It's more than that. I mean, can you even imagine? Just imagine you're at the gala, right? And they're naming these players.
number 1, 2, they get
Two-
to 14,
thank
and you're
you.
number 3.
Thank you.
And
And
you're
you
sitting
are
there.
the only black chick with bigger arms than most of the people in this room.
Yeah.
How does that? I mean, these people. Like that's what is killing me. I'm not. These people. What are they thinking? What like when they were organizing this whole thing? Like, did wasn't there like someone, just one dude, like one Kevin? He has to be named Kevin. Kevin, where were you? Like, one Kevin, just be here and be like,
Yeah.
yo guys, something ain't right. Nobody?
Yeah.
Are you serious? And okay, you mentioned something, the league, right? What does it like? The people in charge, like, what does it look like? The demographic, what does it look like? Please tell me.
There's only one type of person at the top of this league.
Thank you.
There are few. I could probably count I mean, the black volleyball players, I think my family makes up for 4 out of,
Oh.
I don't know, I could probably count us all on my 2 hands.
Yeah.
And they're all in your family.
Most of them.
Wow.
Family or friends, yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I hate most. Like us. I mean, we're all brothers and sisters, right? It's annoying when you have to work harder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
for
get
sure.
We always,
Same.
it's just the reality of who we
Yeah.
are.
But
But
the
one
crazy
thing that is
people
great,
don't see it. People
yeah,
don't know.
they don't get it. They don't get
They
it.
don't get it. It's like
Yeah.
I don't. And like some. I'm gonna call them okay white people because they're actually okay. So like some okay white people, when you tell them about this, when you
They're
tell them,
shocked.
they're like,
Yeah.
não, c'est pas possible, big.
Yeah.
Ain't on go. 6 là. Ain't on. But racist, bro. And but for us, it's like our daily lives. It's daily. So we're so used to it, and for them to be like, man, no, c'est fini le racisme.
Yeah, but see, think about it this way, okay? They went through this at age 14 and 17, 18. And
Numbers
she's-
don't lie.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying what they went through is normal. Well,
I know you're
it's
not
not
sa-
normal. It's normal for us. It's not right. It's not fair, but it's normal for our people. But still, you guys have still persevered. You
Yeah.
guys are still here.
Legit.
Sisters, you have each other to lean on, right? Or to support each other in a different way of saying. And you guys are now coaches.
Yeah.
And you guys are in a position where you can make a change, where you can teach your players better. Because when you guys were players, you were probably the only black player with white coaches and white teammates. That
White
maybe
balls
didn't-
too. The balls,
The balls,
I'm
the balls
just
in
saying.
volleyball are white. Yeah,
Right?
maybe we should change that.
They're-
You guys can maybe change the color of the balls.
They're
maybe
actually
for
blue and
Claudel.
yellow right now.
Oh, they're blue and yellow. Blue and yellow balls.
Okay, that
You're
works.
happy. You're okay. Okay.
I can work with that.
You know, so you guys have still, I feel like you guys still won in a certain way. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes God takes things away from you at a certain point in your life and you're like, I really wanted it. But he's like, no, I got a bigger plan for you and this is your bigger plan. So this is amazing, you know? And I know this sounds really crazy, but I'm very big on the underdogs and I'm very big on people and I'm very big on people's rights. If people look like me or not, I like to support and focus on what's right overall. And I just find it amazing that you guys are both here, both coaches, both with your hair braided, and both still so strong because you don't see that. You know what I mean? You
Like
see so
literally
many,
strong.
literally,
Literal.
physically, and I can see it mentally and emotionally. You guys are strong. You know,
It builds up character.
your mother did an amazing job and you guys are amazing because there's so many girls that just kind of succumb to what society has established and be like, okay, well, I guess now I'm just going to try my best to look like those other players or be like them. And you guys are like, no, forget that. You know what? Whatever. Maybe you guys won't accept me, but I accept me. You know what? Now I'm going to get to a level where I can change the whole game because you guys are now trendsetters. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Your players are going to look at you guys and be like, what? You know, you guys didn't have that. What you guys are giving to them, you guys never had. You know what I mean? So I just commend you both because you are beautiful. You're black. You're amazing. You're women that are going to be able to change something for the generations to come. Like I have two little girls at home and I'm like, wow, thank God Quebec still has black women leading in sports. Like the couple podcasts ago, we had Tanisha Gittens, who is a black coach in
Basketball.
Montreal, in basketball,
Concordia.
in Concordia, and she's changing the game in Montreal too. Like there's still hope. Like Quebec is doing a bunch of ridiculous stuff. Bill 21, you can't have your religion, you can't do this, you can't do that.
I feel like
And we're
Quebecers are so
still-
late. They're late.
We're late.
Where? There. Please.
They're late.
Nah, that's not me. I had nothing to do with this. They're late.
They're late.
They're late.
But
Y'all,
I'm
it's-
saying is like when we have guests like
But
this,
we have-
Claudel,
these
we
are the
see
people
like
that start.
we're not gonna just
No,
we're
we're
not
not
just
gonna
gonna sit
stand-
down and
no,
lay down
no,
and let
we're
this shit
not.
happen. You
They're
know
gonna
what
try
I
to
mean?
keep us down.
It's amazing.
But we're not.
True.
No,
We're not.
Not at all. You mentioned something really awesome. The next generation.
Mm-hmm.
I had a really cool question. Yeah, I got those. Really cool question about the next generation. Let's imagine that both of you girls have kids, you know, and she's a girl. I don't know. I decided that they were girls. They turn 17. They get invited to a gala because you guys coach them and how to play
Got a
sports.
little
and
accent there. I
stuff.
like that.
I'm sorry,
Sorry.
yo, I'm trying to juggle with like 3 languages right here. Yo, help a brother out. So yeah, so she's 17. She gets invited to the gala, and she's second in the whole province. And then she doesn't get chosen into the All-Star team. And then you girls are the ones getting that call. How do you react? Woo, killed it. Hot!
Drop the plate.
Hot!
I would probably confront the people, and I'd want them to give an explanation as to why. Because that same thing happened to me as well when I was in grade 7. I scored like 15 points every single set, every single tournament, every single game. And then when it came to most valuable player, I thought for sure I was going to have it. And I was the captain of the team and everything, and I was on stage, and I was smiling before they named it, and then they named somebody else. And my whole face went from, like, happy to, like, I was shocked. I was so sad. And everybody was kind of just like, how did you not get it as well? It's like, I don't know. And I told my mom, and she told me to ask my coach. So I asked my coach. I said, like, why? I just want to know, like, why didn't I get it? Because, like, everyone knows that I was the strongest player in the team. And she had some not real answer. She was just like, well, you know, I thought this person deserved it more.
Wait, it was your coach that decided?
Yeah, it was the coach
punk.
that decided that, and that's what she said. And I was really frustrated. I was like, okay, thank you. I don't agree with you because it's for sure that I was the strongest player. But every year after that, I got MVP. So I came back stronger, and I made sure that everybody knew that I was the strongest player, and I got rewarded for it in the end. I had a different coach after that, but I would definitely tell my kids to confront the coach, and if they're afraid to do it, I will do it myself because you can't just take stuff from people. This year, she got Coach of the Year.
Wow.
And we are the only black coaches in our college league. We are the only all-female coaching staff. And every time we show up to tournaments, the other coaches are always looking at us like, how are they doing so well? They're women, they're black women, like what's happening? Our mother is also an assistant coach with us.
Good.
And she's like not old, but she's like not young, right?
She's an OG.
And so people
She's
are looking at us
seasoned.
and they're just like, how are they doing this? There's no man on their staff. Like, where are they getting their knowledge from?
What?
And no, but for real, they're always questioning us. The referees, like she's the head coach. I'm an assistant coach, but the refs are always giving her a hard time just because sometimes they say stuff to her like, oh, you know, the faces that you're giving are not okay. She turns around and her and I are having a conversation, and they're telling us that her facial expressions are not okay. She's not talking to them.
Always
She's
trying
talking
to put
to
you
me.
in check somehow. Always.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ashley. I'm sorry. Could you please, for the cameras, give us
The face.
the
They
face.
say it's not okay.
The face. The
I don't
face. No. I don't just go with it. Just roll with it. The face.
I mean, sometimes I'm like,
No, we gotta take that picture.
I was too low. But for real, but my question is,
but I'll do it and I'll like turn around, like,
But she'll do it towards me.
Yeah, I'll,
and then
like,
they're like, no, that's not okay. And I'm like,
what's not okay?
We
No, but
work
like
together.
questioning?
it's not okay to be a female and to be expressive.
Yeah.
But if I were a male, I could take my clipboard
Clipboard,
and
throw
throw
it on the
it,
floor,
and
yeah.
like I could like
Kick a
yell.
chair.
Always a double
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah.
Always.
But
Yeah,
I think
I
like
feel bad for being the only dude on the table.
it's okay.
Lucky I'm black.
You're not like them. You're not like them.
You're black, so you're
different.
still behind.
Yay.
So we feel for you too.
Yay!
But I think if I have a daughter, hopefully, I will.
Oh, so you want a girl? You want a little girl?
I want a girl.
She's
I
having
want,
4 boys.
That's why
anyways, I think if I have a daughter, I'm gonna tell her what my mom told me, which is that no one can take anything from you. Like, they didn't give me the award. I expect nothing from anybody. I don't expect people to give me anything. But if I've earned that, I can go print out the stats and put it on my wall. I'm third. You can never
What's up?
contest that.
Legit.
You
Numbers
know?
don't lie.
So
Numbers are like hips.
what you earn, like that satisfaction, it's in me.
Your
So-
mama ain't raised no food.
No, exactly. So you can't take that from me.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That was a deep message.
Yeah.
I
I'm
feel like there's
pretty
so
deep.
much I could have done.
You could have done more.
Should have
So
played
what's
volleyball.
going on? So when's your next game? What can we look forward to? What can we tell our listeners about you guys?
Yes.
You can tell, or I can tell listeners, we can tell the listeners that Dawson College is one of the top volleyball schools now in
Quebec.
Quebec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we are having our tryouts in 2 weeks. We have a lot of good girls that are coming out now that we've, established ourselves. We ranked in the top 3 last year out of 26 teams.
You have something with that number, right? Number 3.
I know,
You're
right?
something
Three,
with
that's
that
my
number.
number. We gotta
work on that.
That's my number.
You take it. It's yours.
I'll take it for now. Top 3 is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we accomplished something that hadn't been done in the past 10 years at Dawson.
What?
Yeah.
So Dawson had always, not always, but in the last 10 years, it had been, kind of down. But we brought them to the provincials in the top 10 for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah.
So our team is like making moves.
I
Our
see you,
girls
sister.
are.
I see you, sister. I see you.
Thank
I know
you.
I'm happy. That shit
Yeah.
makes me happy, man. God.
Yeah, our girls are hardworking.
Yes.
We're hardworking. We care about our girls, and we, like you were saying earlier, we want to make a difference. We want.
Yeah.
You guys are.
So that's what we're.
Like, you guys are amazing. Like,
Yes.
Basically, at this
you
point,
guys are amazing.
what you guys would have to do would be keep it up.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
No, we're not keeping up. We're
Put those
you
refs in
get
their
better?
place.
Yeah,
You
we're
even
trying to get better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
them know
Okay.
you can make all the faces you want.
Yes,
That you're in
what?
charge. This is your team. You're passionate, and don't let them put you in a box. Like,
Never.
tell them to shut up.
Never.
Shut up. Did you guys watch Serena play today, or was it just
no.
yesterday?
No.
Sorry.
Good too.
You didn't
At all.
like.
I love Serena.
Let me not get into that. I
No.
can't get into that
Stop.
now.
I just love seeing sisters play.
I love Serena. She's great.
She's so
my
strong.
spirit animal.
But I'm saying, like, even the
Wait, you said
She
she
has
was
to
your
do-
spirit animal?
they're
Yeah.
forever talking about,
forget.
oh, she doesn't have it ever since she had the baby. She's struggling. She's this, that. Like, she has broke records no one has ever come close to.
Yeah.
She's amazing no matter what she does. She can show up and lie down on the court
I
and
know.
still be better than everybody else.
I'd watch that.
But they're
Yeah.
always trying to bring her down.
I know.
Yeah.
She's
Man, I don't get why though. I mean,
You know
what do
why.
people?
You
No,
know
what do you
why. We know
gain?
why.
What do you gain out of this? It doesn't matter what color she is. She is killing it. Who cares?
it matters to them. That's,
That's
the
how
problem.
you sell tickets. These people are
She doesn't fit the mold.
man.
Exactly.
She doesn't fit the mold at all.
Exactly.
She's
They're thinking in a box.
never fit any freaking no. Regardless, you guys have way too big arms. Your arms are way too big to fit anywhere. Wait, I can.
Okay, whoa.
No, yeah, exactly. You see,
Anyway,
yeah,
time
I
to
was
stop, time
like,
to
no,
stop.
exactly. I was like, well, that came out wrong. But regardless, no, don't let anyone tell you what to do, what you can be. Like I said, if you're the best, you're the best, man. Even if
And
you
you
don't
know
say
it. Like
they'll
your mom
know.
said, put your
You guys
stats up.
know
You
it.
know
Yeah,
you're
legit.
good. Don't wait
Yeah.
for someone else to tell you you're good. You know it.
Yeah.
Legit.
So wait, what did you guys play the same positions on?
No.
No.
Okay.
Well, we did. Okay, we did over the years, but I was a setter, so I was kind of like the quarterback of the team. That was my main position.
Okay.
Yeah.
But wait, when you play volleyball, don't you guys rotate? So don't you not keep the same position all the time? Oh, but when the play starts, you
Then
get
you
to
go back
move.
to your spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, good,
Answered
good,
my
good.
own question. Can I please? Can this
What?
guy? Can
Can
this
someone
guy
drop
be
Someone
stopped?
drop the mic for C love. Damn.
What? But yeah, that makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. So it's always a different person that would be serving.
Yes.
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
That's dope. As a last little message I could send to you girls. You guys know how it is. Like I mentioned earlier, everything is harder for us. Nonstop. We have to double it up just to get the same results as them. But we're so good at what we do. And if there was a message I could tell you guys, it would be whatever it is that you're doing, keep doing it. Do it day and night. And day and night. Okay, you're starting to pick up. And day and night. And day and night. And day. Yeah. Just don't forget to subscribe. Day and Night Conversations. We have the best conversations. Your favorite comedian / podcast host, Claudel, C Love Gang. What's up?